on the side here, I already know if it's a male or a woman. I can just see if it's a man or a woman.
Periphery.
And if it's a woman, I cannot, and I'm not being a creep, it's like an instinct. I check it out. I check her out, right?
That's
so
okay.
same when it comes to being butt naked with good intentions, I just want a waxing done.
Yep.
The caveman comes out. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, I need to
Yep.
get rid of this thing.
Yeah, yeah. And you just violated me with what felt good, warm, delightful, maybe a little bit nice, and then suddenly really bad, really not nice, like very painful. And like, why would you rip the hair out from there? Because I'm a beauty therapist as well. I do this.
I think you told me.
Yeah, I do have done male waxing in the past. And it's
pretty much every time.
It's actually pretty much.
Yeah,
but
that guy almost tests the creeper out.
They know not to ask because I'm like, nope. I'm just like I put the nope vibe out there. But it's much easier than doing like dudes like waxing guys. Much easier than waxing women because mostly like there's not as much. You can kind of grip it and rip it. Right. Which sounds terrible.
Oh, you do more blokes than...
Oh, no. Guys are easier, like male Brazilians are easier to do than female Brazilians.
Is Brazilian just totally gone?
Totally gone. Everything.
What? Why don't they just use clippers? Oh, I suppose if you like other blokes.
Maybe.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't ask. I just... Look, it's not my... And at some
Blows
point...
my mind what people do for jobs,
At some point, it just all becomes skin. And you're just like,
Right.
How's your day? Oh, yeah, good. What have you been up to? And you're like
Wow.
Yeah, you don't. I have a lot of Brazilian clients and they come and we talk about politics and all kinds of weird stuff. And then suddenly you're like, and they're like, you're like, yep, that's all your vagina hair. See ya.
Do you ever get yours done?
I have had mine done in the past. I'm much more pro laser now. Like I'm pro. Yeah.
Laser means it doesn't come back. Right?
Oh, it mostly goes like it's much more sparse.
Okay.
Sparser action. Otherwise it's just like, again, another month goes past and you're like, oh God, I'm going to go back again.
Really?
Yeah, it becomes really tedious.
Can I ask a stupid question?
You can ask. Do you
put your feet in stirrups or anything like that?
No.
I'm just thinking how funny this will be.
No, you're like, so it's like a yoga position. You got to like put one heel like on your leg like that. You're lying back on a table.
You're lying back?
Yeah, I lie all my clients all the way back and give them like a comfortable pillow and like then I give them like a nice warm little kind of disposable towel and stuff at the end of their, when it's all, because it's not comfortable.
What about the bum? How far down does it go?
Well,
in blokes land.
Everywhere. No, that's it's all the way.
Yeah, of course.
All the way around. You gotta go. It's Brazilian. It's got to go all the way.
Who
up.
washes it then? You know what I'm saying?
There's gloves and like I've got like an alcohol spray that I use. Yeah, well, that's got to clean. It's also got to be not oily or dirty because otherwise the wax doesn't stick. So like if there's any oil and stuff on the skin, the wax doesn't stick at all. So it's really terrible. Wow. But it's the turkey. Yeah. So you know how you dress you dress for your Thanksgiving turkey or your Christmas turkey and you got to get the legs up? Yeah. That's how you go.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never do that.
You've never ever?
No.
I dare you.
I've got clippers in my shed. I've got clippers here.
Pussy. That's what you got to do it at least once.
I would definitely bone up and make an awkward situation. I would definitely turn into a creep. I'd say that one word and then regret it for the next 6 months. Why did I say that? You idiot. It's just the caveman. It's the caveman.
I'm so sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to.
It's testosterone. You don't understand. It's like
I don't. You're right. I have a little bit of
dead set turn stupid. Like
all the blood rushes away from your brain to your other brain, and you make poor choices.
Yeah, and there'll be all sorts of people listening to this going, "Oh, you're such a you're so stupid, Drew. It's not like that. I don't have those things." Yeah, good for you.
Right? You do.
Good for you. Yeah, and good for you, but
It's lies.
I've tested it out so many times. Like my mind is going insane. Just jerk off of it and then back to normal. Like, I'm going insane. And then just get it away and then back to thinking straight.
I think, in all honesty, I feel as though it's not so uncommon. It's not. It's much more, and I think I'm not saying that you should make exception for it, because sometimes men's behaviour is less than kosher, but it's definitely it definitely has that you can make an excuse for it. You can be like, my brain wasn't quite working properly and all the things. So yeah,
it's fucked.
It is fucked. Yeah.
No, fact.
Oh, fact.
It's not that bad.
I do feel sorry for boys from time to time. Because you can't think straight.
You know what's funny?
What?
Is that here I am.
Clowns.
They're not funny.
They're not
funny. Creepy clowns.
Yeah, you go.
Is that, I've told you before, you're an attractive, you have red hair.
I've got red hair now.
Busty,
last time I saw you, I don't think I had red hair.
No.
It was like dark.
Yeah. So look at my conversation.
You can't help yourself.
I want to know about your world.
Yes.
And, massage. And then I start thinking about what you do. And I go, man, there must be all these things come up. So let's take it away from that.
All right.
And
take it to where?
Who's your next guest on your show?
Who's my next guest on my show? That's a really good question. I am courting a guest at the moment who I had a brief conversation with him on when I was in Tasmania for a conference. So I went down to Tassie for a conference and it was great. And he was a super cool dude. His name is John Sharkey and he is a clinical anatomist, which is really weird and cool. And he's done all this exercise physiology and all these things, but he works primarily with what's called biotensegrity. So the mechanics that we use to kind of describe our bodies now is kind of wrong. And he's kind of rewriting the anatomy books at the moment to help see how we're kind of one continuous piece of meat. That sounds disgusting. And he does these 5-day dissection workshops in Dublin where you go in and unlike the formaldehyde-treated bodies, this is really gross.
I love it. No, bring it. Yeah.
So unlike the formaldehyde-treated bodies, they do a different treatment on the tissue so it stays really soft and pliable and you don't get any of what they call plastination, I think, in the tissue. And so when you kind of go in and you start opening everything up and having a look, it's very fluidy still, it's still got a lot of texture into the tissue. And so you can start to see how everything's sort of connected together. So we've become a really compartmentalized thinking about particularly healthcare. So you'll go to your GP and then your GP will refer you to your specialist and your specialist will give you, it's your ear, nose and throat, or it's your chest and respiratory, or it's your cardiovascular system, or it's your muscular system, all these things. And the reality is it's all one part of all the same system. So if you think about it like a car, if you take one part of the car out, it might still kind of work, but it doesn't kind of work the same way. So when one part of your body is not really working properly or it's not functioning well, everything else has to kind of suffers through the whole thing. So the work that he's been doing is really groundbreaking and the research is really kind of fun and new and it's really exciting. And he's a really cool dude. Basically, we just had some amazing conversations while I was down there. And I was really pumped because I recorded about 15 or 20 minutes with him and then went out to dinner and had these massive kind of conversations, which I was like, do I get my stuff out and record while we're sitting here? But then I was like, oh no, don't do that. So, but he was really generous with his time and just really open about everything that he's kind of doing because he really wants to forward our thinking about how we kind of look at the body, because how we look at the body hasn't really changed since about the 1500s. Okay. So particularly the musculoskeletal system. So he's like, we've got to stop thinking about the bicep and the chest and the legs. He's like, it's all part of the same thing. Like your legs affect your arms. So it's, so I'm hoping I'm trying to like find a time that works for him because he lives in Dublin. So trying to organise times and all these kinds of things.
I'd love to hear that.
It's a really, because he's Irish as well, he's really funny. And he's like, I think at one point in the conversation that I had with him that I did record and I put it at the start of the episode, I was like, because his name's Sharky. I'm like, where the hell does Sharky come from? Sharky. And he's like, I think we were pirates. And I was like, you're a pirate? Like what? He's like, arr. And I'm like, arr. We're like, so he's just really funny and approachable. And I think he makes the work really approachable for people. And so he's on my shit list at the moment of like people who I really want to get on the show. Right. But other than that, I have a few in the bank that I'm kind of working on at the moment, but I think we started talking about this before, there's been a bit of an uproar in the massage industry about one of the associations is doing a certification process for massage therapists, and people are a bit kind of freaked out and a bit scared and all these kinds of things. And so it's a bit of a turmoil time for people.
Right.
So
is that to guarantee, okay, no, I'm not going into a rub and tug here. They've got that stamp.
Yep.
Surprising there isn't one already then.
Well, it is and it kind of is and it isn't. I think we haven't been able as a profession to really kind of mobilise as one kind of group. It's taken us about 10 years to really amalgamate everything and get everyone kind of all together. And there are still some factioned groups in and around different places. So it's...
Okay, because you got someone starting up tomorrow. So there's always someone starting up tomorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's also like...
And the genuine Thai massage crew who barely speak English, whether they're going to go, why do I assign to this group in Melbourne? Or...
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And I think there's been a lot of health funds have been really frustrating and, putting a lot of educational standards and different things. And so people are feeling really like they have to jump through heaps of hoops to get to become accredited. And then, they're like, oh, well, we want to put this other certification process in place. And people are like, well, how the fuck do I have to go through a certification process as well? And so, but you're right, it's to be able to it's not about the therapist anymore, it's about the general public. So if the general public know, boom, this is it's like going to a CPA or someone like that, they've gone and done additional training or they've been certified by an independent body that they are a legitimate remedial massage therapist and not some poor...
They didn't learn it from some...
Yeah, they're not some student from China who's here trying to earn extra money to pay to send back to her family, or something less than kosher, I guess. I keep coming back to kosher. That's right. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's,
so if you were let's pretend you're a rugby league player, genuine, legit, need a massage, I'm out of town, I'm in, I don't know, Parramatta, open the book... Oh, they all look dodgy. Oh, here's one that's got
certified.
The stamp.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I know for a fact.
Yeah,
get my wife to book it for me, please.
Yeah, exactly.
And not feel awkward about walking out of the place.
Exactly, and it means that
feel slightly frustrated still when you walk out. Keep going.
Go home to your wife.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is it's like there's been. People are like in a state of flux at the moment. It's scary and they don't know what's going to happen and they don't understand the whys and the what fors and all these different things. And And
they think someone's going to be making money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that happens in racing too. Someone will come up with a new body.
Some
Why?
kind of certification.
Well, now we can get this insurance, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that means he's going to be making all the money. Why am I giving him $80 a year?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just do it. Who cares? I don't know. Some people are crazy.
Some people are crazy. And I think at some point, some people read way too much into it. Like they're like, oh, it's a conspiracy or it's some kind of thing. You're like, no, it's legitimately just to keep, the general public safe. Like at the end of the day, sexual